So I'm starting the subject chapter compass surveying. What I'm starting the chapter compass surveying. So if I'm saying about compass surveying, all right. Now let's see here. Now let's see here. So basically in compass surveying, two measurements are done. One is linear, another is angular. So in compass surveying, linear measurements are done with the help of chain or tape. With the help of chain or tape. And angular measurements are done with the help of magnetic compass. So write down in compass surveying, linear measurements are done are done with the help of chain or tape, and angular measurements are done with the help of a theodolite, or we can say that with the help of not theodolite, with the help of a compass, with the help of a compass. All right. But remember one thing, due to the presence of earth magnetic field, as we measure anything on the earth, and due to the presence of earth magnetic field, whatever the values that will obtain here, that will not be correct, that will have error, due to the presence of earth magnetic field. So it need to be corrected later on after observing the results. All right. Now write down instruments used for measuring linear measurements. Instruments used for measuring linear measurements. So remember one more thing, chain or tape, chain or tape, these are the instruments which are used for measurement of linear measurements. Or apart from that, we also use tachyometer. And the instruments that we use for the measurement of angles here, that instrument that we use for the measurement of angles here, so that will be prismatic compass and surveyor compass. All right, prismatic compass and surveyor compass. So write down instruments used for the measurement of linear measurement, instruments used for the measurement of distance, instruments used for the measurement of distance. First, chain, tape, tachyometer, chain, tape, tachyometer. Written. Next, instruments used for measurement of directions. Instruments used for the measurement of directions. Instruments used for the measurement of directions. Okay. First is prismatic compass. What we do? Prismatic compass. All right. And another is surveyor compass. So in objective questions, generally examiner asks what is the least count of prismatic compass and what is the least count of surveyor compass. So obviously 30 minute, that is the least count, 15 minute, that is the least count. All right, it should be remembered. All right, write down. Use multiple pens, blue, red, green, so that the important points can be differentiated. Written. Written. Now write down instruments used for measurement of angles. Instruments used for the measurement of angles. So generally we use the instruments for the measurement of angles, and that instrument is what? Theodolite. So and sextant. So generally sextant are of two types, Bose sextant and nautical sextant. All right. So Bose sextant and nautical sextant. So basically sextant is a what? Sextant is an instrument with a graduated arc of 60 degree. With a graduated arc of 60 degree. All right. So basically sextant is used for measuring angle distance between the objects. Sextant is used for measuring angle between measuring angle angular distance between the two objects, between the two objects. All right. So let's see here how sextants look, because sometimes figure will be given in the question and the examiner will ask which instrument is this. All right. It is like this way. This is what? Sextant. All right. This is what? Sextant. So whenever we need for taking altitude in navigation, then also sextant is used. Sextant is used. So I will give you a notes for that in the chapter, some important instruments. Some important instruments. Okay. So no need to write this way. Okay. Now let's see here. Suppose you are going from A to B like this way. Suppose you are going from A to B like this way. Now you are moving from B to C. If you would not have been moving from B to C, then your propagation of this line will be what? Like this way. Propagation of previous line. All right. This is what? Previous line or preceding line. This is what? Forward line or next succeeding line. All right. Clear hai? So this is what? Deflection angle. This is what? deflection angle. All right. This is what? Exterior included angle. This is what? Interior included angle. All right. Getting my points? So the questions may be asked on this objective like questions in JEE or AE exam. All right. So keep the assignments in your bag. When I will tell you, then open it. Okay. First write down. Write down. Write down. Whenever a direction of any line, whenever direction of any line, whenever direction of any line is defined with respect to, whenever direction of any line is defined with respect to, whenever direction of any line is defined with respect to, whenever direction of any line is defined with respect to the direction of with respect to the direction of its previous line, with respect to the direction of its previous line, then the angle between the prolongation of angle between the prolongation prolongation. See here, this is the prolongation of the previous line, prolongation of the AB. All right. So prolongation of the previous line or preceding line and the next succeeding line is called the deflected angle. All right. Now let's see here. The questions are generally asked in objective examinations. All right, in AE or JE. Now let's see here. Suppose you are going like this way, A to B. Now you are moving, deviating B to C. All right. So this is what? Clockwise or anti-clockwise? Clockwise. So whenever the deflection angle is in clockwise direction, it's denoted by R. All right. And suppose you are going like this way. Now this is what? Anti-clockwise theta 2. So whenever the deflected angle will be in the anti-clockwise direction, it's denoted by L. Alright? Write down. Chantu, इधर जो बच्चे हैं ना इनको नीचे जाकर दे देना लिफलेट। जिन बच्चे हैं इनको लिफलेट जाकर नीचे दो जल्दी से नीचे। हो गया? Now let's see here. I have defined the direction of any line with respect to the previous line. So whenever the direction of any line is defined with respect to the previous line, the angle is what is known as angle is what? The angle is the deflection angle. All right. But suppose north, south, east and west. All right. So there is a term meridian. There is a term meridian. Okay. So any fixed reference line can be considered as the meridian. So whenever you are defining the direction of any line with respect to the given meridian, so any line passing through different fixed points that can be considered as meridian. All right. So whenever the direction of any line is defined with respect to the given meridian, then that is known as bearing of that line. So if I am consider the generally north and south as the meridian, and I am considering this line OA, OB, so obviously this is what? Theta 1, this is what? Theta 2. So obviously this theta 1 is what? Bearing. This theta 1 is bearing. This theta 2 is bearing. Alright. So whenever, write down, whenever the direction of any line is defined with respect to the given meridian, then it gives the bearing of that line. Underline the term bearing. Draw the figure. Understanding na everything? Written. Now write down the term meridian. This is, you are saying this is what? This is prime meridian. This is prime meridian and this is equator. This is equators. All right. So see here, this point, every point is passing through or converging at this point, more or less. Getting my points? Huh? See here. All this is all meridian. This is the this is the fixed reference point passing through, fixed reference line passing through the two different points, two different fixed points. Let it with this, 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 let it with this. All pass through this and also here this. So this is known as what? Geographical north, and this is known as geographical south. So whenever the different lines passing through the geographical north and geographical south, then we get the meridian that's known as true meridian. That's known as true meridian. All right. So this is what? Poles. And this is what? Equator. This is what? Equator. All right. So write down meridian. 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 Any line passing through two different fixed points. Any line passing through two different fixed points. Any line passing through two different fixed points. It's called meridian. It's called meridian. Written. Now write down true. There are four types of meridian. Gentlemen, listen. There are generally four types of meridian. First is true meridian. Second is arbitrary. Second is magnetic meridian. Third is arbitrary meridian, and fourth is grid meridian. All right. So first write down true meridian. So write down any line passing through two, true meridian. Any line passing through the geographical north and geographical south poles. Geographical north and geographical south poles. Geographical north and geographical south poles intersecting with the surface of the earth. Intersecting with the surface of the earth. Intersecting with the surface of the earth. Write down. Written. Now let's see here. Draw the figure like this way. Okay. So this is what you can draw like this way also. This is true meridian. All right. You can draw this figure. You can draw this figure. Okay. This is draw true figure, true meridian. Okay. So you can you can draw this figure. You can draw this figure. So these all lines are what? These all lines are what? Meridian. All lines are what? Meridian. All right. So all these passes through where? Where? Geographical north and geographical south. All right. What we are observing here, that true meridian always converge at poles. Converge at poles. So true meridian always converge at poles. But when we'll do the questions, for the sake of our convenience, we'll consider it to be a plane surveying. What we'll assume? We'll assume that all true meridian are parallel to each other. Okay, for the sake of our convenience. But when we'll do at the research level, at the postgraduate level, we assume the true meridian to be converging at the poles. All right. Getting my points? So write down what we have written last statement is this. Draw this figure like a globe. Make this longitude and latitude and converge it at the poles and write this longitude at what? Meridian or true meridian. Do this. Okay. And this center one is prime meridian. This known as what? Prime meridian. All right. So all right. True note. Write on a note. True meridian always converge at the poles. True meridian always converge at the poles, but for the sake of our easiness, but for the sake of our easiness, 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 they are assumed to be parallel to each other. They are assumed to be parallel to each other. Okay. Write down second point in notes. Convergence of these meridians is more in higher latitudes. Convergence of these meridian is more in higher latitudes than near the equator. Convergence of these meridians is more in higher latitudes than near the equator. Okay. So what is the convergence? It is the angle. It is the angle between their latitudes. It is the angle between their latitudes. So write down. Convergency of meridian at latitude at latitude lambda. Convergency of meridian at latitude lambda, like this way, at latitude lambda is the angle between their latitudes. Is the angle between their latitudes, lambda. Written. So obviously, what we do, convergency in second, convergency in second is equal to convergency in second, that's equal to difference in longitudes in second. Write down difference in longitudes in the second, difference in longitudes in the second, difference in longitudes in second into sine lambda. Sine lambda, where lambda is the latitude of that place. Where lambda is the latitude of that place. Okay. Now, when we have to determine the true meridian, then true meridian can be determined with the help of celestial bodies like sun or a star. Okay, based on the physics principle. So write down, next note, the direction of true meridian is determined. The direction of true meridian is determined with the help of celestial bodies. The direction of true meridian is determined with the help of celestial bodies like sun, stars, etc. Like sun, stars, etc. Written. Now, let's see here. Gentlemen, let's see here. Suppose this is what? True north, true south, true east, and true west. This is what? OA, OB, OC, OD. In mathematics, what we observe, this is first quadrant, this is second quadrant. All right. But in surveying, we always prefer to going the clockwise direction. So this will be what? First quadrant. This will be second quadrant. This will be third quadrant, and this will be fourth quadrant. All right. All right. So I am saying about bearing. This is what? Theta 1. This is theta 2. This is theta 3. This is theta 4. So theta 1, theta 2, theta 3, theta 4. These are all the angles that are with the meridian. So it will be considered as what? True bearing. It will be considered as what? True bearing. Like this way, suppose this is the angle, this is the line, this is true north, true south, true east, true west. All right. So suppose I am saying 30 degree, and I will ask you to find the bearing of OA. What will be answer? This is 30 degree. So bearing has to be with either north or south. Either north or south. So obviously this will be what? 90 minus 30, that's equal to. So bearing will be what? 60 degree. So bearing has to be defined either with respect to true north or true south. And now we will study later on. Bearings are of two types: whole circle bearing or reduced bearing. But I am saying only bearing. So whatever the angles that are defined with respect to the true meridian, that's known as true bearing. That's known as true bearing. So write down, drawing the first write down. The bearings measured with respect to true meridian. The bearings measured with respect to true meridian. The bearings measured with respect to true meridian are called true bearing. Are called true bearing. Written. So draw the figure. Azimuth. 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 Okay. So let's see here. Azimuth is what? Basically, somewhere you will find that azimuth and whole circle bearing are same, but it's not true. So basically, azimuth is a smaller angle which a survey line makes with the true meridian. Like this way, see, let it be north, south, east and west. Okay. We will study that bearings are of two types, whole circle bearing as well as reduced bearing. Whole circle bearing is the bearing which is measured from north in clockwise direction. Remember, I will let you write down. Whole circle bearing is the bearing which is whole circle bearing is the bearing which is always measured from the north in clockwise direction. That means this is what? North in clockwise direction. All right. If this will be like this way, so it will be like this way, north in clockwise direction. All right. If it will be like this way, it will be like this way. All right. But azimuth does not specify the direction of measuring the angle between the true meridian and the survey line. It does not signify. It does not specify the. Why? Suppose if it's in the first quadrant, north, south, east, and west. If it's in the first quadrant, it will be like this way, theta. Okay. So that's also equal to whole circle bearing. That's equal to azimuth. Okay. But if it's like this way, so this will be WCB. But azimuth is what? मैंने क्या लिखवाया azimuth? It is a smaller angle which a survey line makes with true meridian. So with respect to meridian, this is an angle with respect to north and this is angle with respect to south. Out of this angle 1 and angle 2, which one is smaller? Angle 1 or angle 2? Angle 2 is smaller. So since angle 2 is smaller, so this is what? Azimuth. So here azimuth is not equal to WCB. Here azimuth is equal to WCB. So write down azimuth. It is a smaller angle. It's a smaller angle which a survey line makes with true meridian. It's a smaller angle which a survey line makes with the true meridian. Second point, azimuth does not specify the direction of measuring the angle. Azimuth does not specify the direction of measuring the angle between the true meridian and the survey line. Between the true meridian and the survey line. Okay, write on a note. Azimuth and true bearing are not always equal. Azimuth and true bearing are not always equal. Azimuth and true bearing are not always equal. लिखिएगा in India azimuth and true bearing are measured In India, azimuth and true bearing are measured with respect to the north only. With respect to the north only. With respect to the north only. But in Indian author book, what will you observe? That the whole circle bearing is considered as azimuth. Okay, azimuth should be the lesser value of both. But when we will study at A and JE level, we'll consider the azimuth to be WCB from north only, not from south, from north only. All right. Next, write down magnetic meridian. Magnetic meridian. Suppose this is what? This is a freely floating needle, and apart from Earth magnetic effect, no any else or local magnetic effect is acting on this needle. So this is the Earth. This is the true meridian. But when it will be measured on the Earth will have its own magnetic field, and it will try to align this magnetic needle along its magnetic field, along its magnetic field. So whenever a freely floating needle, magnetic needle, free from all other attractive forces other than Earth magnetic field. So whatever the direction that will be obtained by a freely floating magnetic needle after that is free from all other attractive force other than Earth magnetic field, that direction defines the magnetic meridian. Magnetic meridian. All right. So we can say that right on magnetic meridian, the direction aligned by a freely floating magnetic needle, the direction aligned by a freely floating magnetic needle, free from all other attractive forces, other than Earth's magnetic field, free from all other attractive forces other than Earth's magnetic field is defined as magnetic meridian. Is defined as magnetic meridian. Written. Now let's see here. Suppose this is the magnetic needle. All right. This magnetic needle represents two meridian, either true north or true south, anything. Okay. This is a true meridian. When Earth will have its own magnetic field effect on this magnetic needle, then needle may align itself for itself. I am taking this way. So if after aligning the needle, this is the what? Del. Okay, this is the del. This is the deflection, or we can say that this is the deviation. This is the deviation due to what? Earth's magnetic field. This is del. This is the deviation angle by which the magnetic needle is deviated due to Earth's magnetic field. All right. So this is what? Magnetic meridian. This is what represents the magnetic meridian. All right. It can be magnetic south. Let it be true south. Magnetic south. Okay. So write down. Write this. Written. Good. So write down. The bearings measured with respect to the magnetic meridian. Bearings measured with respect to the magnetic meridian. Bearings measured with respect to the magnetic meridian. Bearings measured with with respect to the magnetic meridian. It's called magnetic bearing. It's called magnetic bearing. See, at JE or AE level of examination, what will you observe? At JE or AE level of examination, you will observe that azimuth is always considered as the whole circle bearing measured from the north. But in government or astronomical observations, we use the south as the reference point, north. Okay, but here we'll assume north. But in actual, when you will study the foreign writer books or higher studies, azimuth can be considered, azimuth can be taken from north in either clockwise or anti-clockwise. So whichever is the smaller, that will give the what? Azimuth. But at A or J level, you will consider the azimuth to be the WCB. But that's not true. So write down next grid meridian. Write down next grid meridian. Write down next grid meridian. Now let's see here. Suppose this is the area to be survey. This is the area to be survey. All right. So what I am observing that the central point of this area to be here. Okay. And if any true meridian is passing through this point, any true meridian is passing through this point, passing through the central place of this area to be survey. Okay. And at other points, I am drawing the meridian. I am drawing the meridian parallel to this true meridian. Parallel to this true meridian. Okay. Then this all meridians will form a grid-like structure with this true meridian. Then all other meridians will form a grid-like structure with this true meridian. All right. So we can say that grid meridian can be considered as a type of true meridian, because if any meridian has to be grid meridian, then that meridian must be a true meridian and passing through the central point of the area to be survey. All right, passing through the central point of the area to be survey. So when we will taking this meridian as a reference meridian, and that reference meridian is a true meridian passing through the central area of the survey, central area to be survey, then with respect to this meridian, all other points are all other points meridians are being drawn parallel to each other, and when we will connect these meridians with each other, then it forms a grid like a structure, and that's known as grid meridian. So write down, for survey of a country, the true meridian passing through the central place is sometime passing through the central place is sometime taken as the reference meridian for the entire country. Bracket में, country means not India, Pakistan, Bangladesh. It means area to be survey. In survey I am using state or country. It means the area which has been considered for the survey. So bracket में write down here, country means area to be survey. Area to be survey. Written, comma, such a reference meridian is called grid meridian. Such a reference meridian is called grid meridian. Written. So write down, the meridians of all other places in that country, the meridians of all other places in that country, the meridians of all other places in that country are assumed to be parallel to the reference true meridian. The meridians of all other places in that country are assumed to be parallel to the grid meridian. Let's see here. This is the what? Central meridian. This is written central meridian. Parallel to this, I am taking this meridian. Parallel to this. So this is what? Grid meridian. Grid north, grid south. All right. Next, write down. Arbitrary meridian. Suppose this is what? This is a fixed height. Okay. See here, this is a fixed height. So we'll consider this as an arbitrary meridian. Arbitrary means anything. You have seen the church. You are Christian, so you must have going church. This is known as what? Aspire. So it can be considered as what? Meridian. All other things nearby this can be their directions can be defined with respect to this one. You have seen temple, a warp temple, there is a what? Trisul. It can be considered as pole or chimney. It can be considered as anything arbitrarily. So write down, it's a meridian taken in any convenient direction. It's a meridian taken in any convenient direction. It's a meridian taken in any convenient direction. Usually from a survey station. Usually from a survey station. Usually from a survey station for usually from a survey station for well defined permanent objects. Well defined permanent objects. Okay, so remember one thing. So whenever you are measuring anything, okay, suppose arbitrarily I am fixing any first line to be a meridian and all other lines are defined with respect to that first line. It means that first line will be acting as an arbitrary meridian for rest of the lines. So first note, so write down a note. The first line of survey at times, the first line of survey at times, first line of survey at times is considered as arbitrary meridian. Is considered as arbitrary meridian. Is considered as arbitrary meridian. Written? Any problem in your eyes? Then? Tired? Huh? Wait. Now write down use of compass survey. Use of compass survey. This can be asked in any state AE second paper also. That means conventional type of questions where it's written descriptive type paper, short note questions like, okay, not objective. So first, to find the magnetic bearing of a line, we need compass survey. To fill in the details, we need compass survey. To find the direction of the line during night, we need compass survey. Everyone, air controller, air traffic need compass survey. Ships captain needs compass survey. Water stream tracing needs compass survey. Plotting irregular shorelines, reconnaissance survey. Reconnaissance means rough survey. Okay, so write down first, to find magnetic bearing of line. To find magnetic bearing of a line. Second, to fill in details. Second, to fill in details. Third, to find the direction during night. To find the direction during night. Next, tracing of a stream. Tracing of a stream. Next, plotting irregular shorelines. Plotting irregular shorelines. Next, reconnaissance survey. Next, clearing of roads, or in the case of widening of roads. Clearing of roads, or in the case of widening of roads. Make a points 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so on. Okay. Now take a break of 10 minutes. Okay. I will start the new topic from here, bearing. Now let's see here. We'll study the bearing. Okay. See, bearing, I already dictated you what is bearing. Is the horizontal angle subtended by any line with the meridian. It can be either in south, it can be either in north. Now let's see here. Bearings are of two types. Bearings are of two types. First is whole circle bearing, and second is reduced bearing. Second is reduced bearing. So this is whole circle bearing, and this is what? Reduced bearing. This is what? Reduced bearing. So holes, this question is generally asked in objective questions in JEE or AE exam. Okay. Whole circle bearings is engraved in prismatic compass. And this is engraved in surveyor's compass. All right. So this is very much important. So write down. Written. So write down. Bearing is the horizontal angle. Bearing is the horizontal angle with which a line. Bearing is the horizontal angle which a line makes with the reference meridian. Makes with the reference meridian. It means that, let's see here, gentlemen. It means that bearing is always taken along the north or south, whichever is closer. Whichever is closer. Okay. So, as I am saying, true north, true south, true west, true east. So this is a line. This is a line. Okay. So this will be bearing. This will not be bearing. Here bearing will be this one. Because closer one is south, closer one is north. Okay. So bearing always taken along with, write down, bearing is all, getting my points? Bearing is always taken along north south. Bearing is always taken along north south. North south. North south. Bearing is always taken along north south, whichever is closer. Whichever is closer. Written. So it means that obviously what I am observing, I'm observing that this is clockwise, this is anti-clockwise. So it can be clockwise, it can be anti-clockwise. So write down, bearing may be clockwise or anti-clockwise. bearing may be clockwise or anti-clockwise. Written. Now let's see here. This is true east, true west, true north, true south. Not necessary to write true. Let it be either north, south, east, west. North, south, east, west. So write down theta 1, write down theta 2, theta 3, theta 4. So this theta 1, theta 2, theta 3, theta 4, these are what? Bearings. These are what? Bearings. All right. So it can be. So what I'm observing that here first quadrant it's clockwise. Second quadrant it's anti-clockwise. Third quadrant clockwise. Fourth quadrant it's what? Anti-clockwise. All right. It means that in fourth or third it's clockwise. Second or fourth it's anti-clockwise. All right. So write down. Written. Done. Now if I am giving you a question that suppose (290°). Okay. Find bearing of OA. What will you say bearing of OA? Very good. It means that, so this is what? How much? 360. This is 290. So obviously this will be what? 360 minus 290. That's equal to how much? 70°. All right. So write down. Written. So write down whole circle bearing. Whole circle bearing. Whole circle bearing, WCB. Remember one thing, whole circle bearing is always measured from north. Already astronomical observations and in governmental organizations engineers prefer to measure it from south. Some books you might have found that it will be measured from the south, but for the sake of convenience, okay, for calculations purpose, we always consider from the north in clockwise directions. So this is what? North, south, east, west. So this is the line. So this is theta 1. All right. So this is OB. So this is theta 2. Okay. Now let's see here. This is, so this is what? Whole circle bearing. All right. Now let's see here. This is what? Whole circle bearing. Now whole circle bearing is always measured from clockwise direction. It means that here bearing is what? Theta 1. All right. Okay. So whole circle bearing is equal to bearing that's equal to theta 1. All right. Now let's see here. This is what? Theta 2. Theta 2 is what? Bearing. Theta 2 is what? Bearing. So whole circle bearing has to be, this take it as north and south. Okay. Whole circle bearing has to be measured from the clockwise direction. Okay. From north. So obviously this angle will be what? This angle will be equal to 180 degree minus theta 2. Because this is what? 180 degree. This is what? Theta 2. So this will be what? 180 minus theta 2. All right. Now let's see here. Let it be theta 3 bearing. Theta 3 is the bearing. So obviously whole WCB here, that will be what? 180 plus theta 3. All right. This is what? 180. This angle adding theta 3. So this will be what? 180 plus theta 3. All right. Similarly, this is what? Theta 4. So that's equal to 360 degree minus theta 4. So obviously this is what? This is what? 360 degree. All right. So this will be minus. So this will be 360 degree minus theta 4. Getting my points? So write down. Write down. Whole circle bearing लिखिए, always measured in clockwise direction, always measured in clockwise direction, and from north. Always measured in clockwise direction and from north. Written. Second, used in prismatic compass. Used in prismatic compass. Written. Now let's see here. If this line is along north, if this line is along, if this line is along north, then its bearing can be 0 degree as well as 360 degree. So its value of WCB vary from 0 degree to 360 degree. So write down, varies from, give close bracket, it means, see here, close bracket might like 0 degree to 360 degree. It means this 0 and 360 degree is also included, got it? Draw this figure. Now let's see. Whole circle bearing always represented by an arrow. You have to mark this arrow. So write down, it's always represented by an arrow. It's always represented by an arrow. All right. Written. Now let's see here. I'm saying line, quadrant, bearing, and whole circle bearing. These are asked in JEE or A exam. OA, OB, OC, OD. First quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant. Bearing theta 1, theta 2, theta 3, theta 4. So obviously theta 1 same, 180 minus theta 1, 180 plus theta 3, sorry, theta 3, or 360 degree minus theta 4. Written? Write down. Same, whatever things I have dictated here, I have summarized in the table. Okay, write down. Give me. So write question number 1, question number 1, question number 3, no, question number 1, question number 1, question number 4, question number 5. Yes. Question number 23, question number 25, written. Question number 39. Write down. Do it right now. Actually, I will get a printout of this for me also. Okay. It's not so. First question, arbitrary. Azimuth is arbitrary bearing. No, azimuth is a true bearing. Okay, it's true bearing, not arbitrary. Second, in surveying a past bearings observed in both whole surveying compass, surveyor compass. Already written RB na surveyor compass. Use black, green, every pen. Okay. Okay. That's reduced bearing. Okay, what you do? First, read all the copy properly and then attempt at your home. Okay, because so many wrongs are there. Okay, tomorrow I will teach you that's reduced bearing.